Hello, my lovelies, my 7 subscribers that I have. But anyways, seriously, I appreciate y'all. Um, even I don't know all y'all's reasons for why you originally started watching my videos or anything. That would be really awesome. If I could get everybody eventually over time, whatever amount of subscribers I do get, just one comment up under the first video and what they think, the first video that they seen of me and what they think. And like I've stated before, I get the underbelly of things, and it's oh, somebody to study, somebody to figure out, and also the gossip side of shit. So, I mean, if you're doing that or whatever, or if it's let's figure this shit out, figure out what the hell and all that and everything, then, I mean, you can write, just be I was just curious or some shit like that. I don't know. But anyways. But anyways. So, I'm in a little bit, just ever so slightly, kinda, I don't want to say an emotional state of mind, but I'm just slightly, it's probably just my body, chemistry wise, kinda, and everything, because I don't know. And then it's very slight because, if you know what you want in your life and you don't ever get it, oh my God, I'm not going to go down that path and talk about that. That's going to be depressing as fuck. But anyways, so yesterday I went to work and I shot my video before I went to work because the night before I had to shoot it after and everything, and then I ended up shooting 2 videos before I went into work, and it was just insane and everything, and I was like, holy fucking shit, and I was like, and I was like, okay, calm the fuck down. But anyways, and literally I ended the video and then I threw on my work clothes and went to go get my ride from Jen to take me to work, like she'd said she would be able to. And she'd done told me she wouldn't be able to bring me home Friday night originally, whenever I told her what my work schedule was a week ago. And I was like, okay, because there's this one girl that gave me, this one woman that gave me a ride home the first night I think I worked. And we got stuck on the fucking interstate, man. And I felt so fucking horrible about it. I was like, oh my God. We were stuck on the interstate for I don't know, 15, 25 minutes or some shit like that. And I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. Because, she's got babies, And I was just like, holy shit, I'm taking up her, and she's got a man, so I'm taking up her man and her baby's time, and everything. And I was like, holy shit, she's so sweet to help me out and everything. But she's also the one that whenever I was playing the music, I was like, well, I get in trouble for it. And she just looked at me and didn't say. And I was like, okay, help me out. Let me know, But anyways, that's all past tense. But, and then this dude gave me a ride home that I worked with the other night and everything, and he was real polite and nice and kind and everything, and we talked a little about my situation, and he's like, I know a good attorney, or I know a decent one, or whatever. He's like, you want me to try to talk to him for you? And I was like, yes, yes, please, really, if you really will, and you're not gonna fucking bail on me, and you're not bullshitting me, yes, please, help me, help me, it's like, please, yes, but, anyways, Carrie, don't get in my face, go. Oh, but anyways, so I go to Jen's because she didn't show up to pick me up. So I go to her house, and she's like, oh, you can take the car. I'm not going to need it. Okay. I'm like, well. So I hop in the car, drive my ass to work. Oh, my God. This tickled me myself, like, you know, or whatever. Like, I was like laughing at myself because I'm so innocent in certain things because, like, that's just me. That's who I am and everything and stuff. And so I went in and I parked, and I didn't park that well, so I backed up to try to park again even better, and I was still not parked that well, and I was like, fuck it, went on in. And the guy that I worked front with or whatever, like, he was going in the door the same as me or whatever, and I was like, look, check out my parking skills, man. I was like, I'm fucking awesome. And he just smiled at me like I was crazy, which, I mean, you know, that's debatable, and to each their own and their fucking opinion and shit. But anyways, so I drive myself there, and I literally sat down and, like, started eating. Like, I was up for about the first 10 minutes of my break. And there was a customer there that was, like, asking about some of our food and everything, and I was talking to them about it, even though I'm off the clock and everything. And, like, they ordered it, and so I went and bagged it for them, even though it wasn't, like, something that's up front. That way, like, if my boss sees this or whatever, he can be like, what did you get, you know? But anyways, it was sweets, so there. But anyways, they was like, you know, oh, you say this? And I'm like, yeah, you know, they just come up or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay, you know, and everything. So I was like, okay, you know, so I was like, I'll go get them for you. Because I was then going back there for myself, you know, because what I had ordered for my break. So it's like 10 minutes into my break already. And I'm sitting there and I get one sandwich down me because I bought like 2 little hamburgers or whatever. And I get one sandwich down me and I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, just in my own little world, and I get a text message, and it's Jen, and she's like, hey, what are you doing, you know, or something like that, or you know, what time do you get off? That's what she asked, and I was like, fuck if I know, because, like, I was told I was getting off at a certain time one night, and that didn't work out, and then I was told I was getting off at a certain time this night, and that didn't work out, because what they mean is that's what time, like, the store closes on those nighs, but you're still there cleaning, detailing, you know, or whatever to a degree, you know, and cleaning everything, getting everything, you know, done up and all that and everything. And so I was like, I don't know. And then, like, everybody kept saying to me, and I thought, man, I've only been here a month. Like, you know, like, yeah. You know, I was like, no, you know, but they're like, oh, we have an inspection. We have an inspection tomorrow. You know, you got to clean really good and all this. And I'm thinking, you don't want me to clean really good, because I will be here for 8 to 10 hours just cleaning really good, because I can clean. You know, when I focus on it, like, the shit gets done. I'm talking all sparkly and everything, and as if I was getting paid for it, hell fucking yeah, you know. But you don't want to pay me for that type of cleaning. You don't want me to stay that long. You want me to clean enough so it's good enough, so, you know, and all that, and I get it and everything, and so that's what we did. And hopefully we did a good enough job and everything. I think we did a good job, but we'll see. But anyways, so, yeah. And then the girl that, was still kind of training me and helping me or whatever, like, she seemed just as lost and confused, kinda, but a little bit more kinda, because she's younger, and so where I have just my sense of things where I've kind of been before and stuff and everything, you know, and I've worked at other places and stuff, and she's younger than me. How much younger, I have no idea, but I know she's younger than me. And so she's trying to train me, but it's like, you know, I mean, she is, and I'm listening to her, but she's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you know, and everything. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. No, not yet. No, not yet. Yes, yes. No, not yet. Yes, you know, and everything. But it was cool. And anyways, so I work, and I get off work, and the thing is like, me and her and, like, the manager are the last 3 in the store. And she leaves, and I don't want to inconvenience anybody. Like, that's me, you know? That's just who the fuck I am. And because I've been bitched at, like, I mean, literally, it's like I was giving birth to, and it's like, oh, what an inconvenience. This child. You know? Inconvenience. Pain in my ass. Piece of shit. Damn, what are we gonna do with this thing? You know? It's the best way that I feel to word it, like my parents and the way that they've treated me, you know? And, so I'm like, I never want to be so dependent upon somebody that they get on that same shit that my parents are on. So that way they're like, God, you're such an inconvenience. You're so ungrateful. You're so this and that. Because that's where my stubbornness will come into play, and it will not be pretty. And it I don't even want to go there. But it will not be pretty at all. So anyways, and the girl that he gave me, or the woman that he gave me a ride, like 2 weeks ago, and we got stuck on the interstate, she had done left. And because I didn't know I was going to be without a car, like earlier when when it was kind of a little bit more downtime, if you will, and I could have kind of been asking people like, hey, which direction do you live, and where do you go to go home, and can you drive me home, and, you know, I need a ride home, and all that and everything. And it's like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to make next month's rent. I might have to borrow money, you know, from somebody. My grandmother is the somebody. And then if not, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Pay it late and pay the fucking late fee. And then that's kind of stupid. And then if I do that, then I might as well just go ahead and start, I don't know, packing to get the fuck up out of here. I don't know. It's just, and so anyways, it's just a bunch of shit. And that's the thing, too, is like I had $8. I had $8. And that's all the cash that I, like, technically kind of have on me. And I'm like, this is going to have to last me all month for what the fuck I eat when I'm at work. Which ain't that big of a deal because we get, like, 50% off. But then again, it kind of is a little bit. But I'm like, hey, I could conclude not only work 2 days a week, I'll be good, you know. So anyways, so I get off work. Oh, and I asked the manager, you know, that was there. I was like, which way do you go? So she goes a different way too, and I don't want to inconvenience nobody. So I'm like, okay, fuck. And then I've thought to myself, because it's close to a gas station, it's close to 2 gas stations, just like every fucking where around here. But anyways, to a degree. But I was just like, it should be fairly busy over there, you know, so that way I can ask, you know, but it's cold, and so people aren't wanting to get out at night and all kinds of shit and everything. And, so I went over there, and I was like, hey, you know, I live down here, and do you know a way that I could get home? She's like, oh, cab, you know, and I'm like, okay, give me the number that you know, because I'm thinking this is somebody that she herself personally might know. You know, that way it can kind of be like, you know, hey, there's this girl, you know, that needs a ride, and, you know, and all that and everything. Instead, she just gives me a phone number, and it's fucking Hispanics, man. You know, and, you know, and I was just like, I am so screwed, you know, and then I was like, fuck, am I really going to have to go across to the 24-hour place, like, and set until, like, 6 o'clock in the fucking morning? And I was like, son of a bitch, you know. And so I done text Jen like twice, you know. I was like, hey, are you up? Hey, are you busy? You know. She didn't respond back, you know. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I got my $8, you know, and I'm like, I really don't want to spend my $8 over here, but I feel bad not getting anything. What's the cheapest thing that they have here? And then I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, Heather, you know, and I'm like, think, you know, and then I'm like, ugh, you know, and then I'm like, I could sit here till 6 in the morning. I could eat something and just sit here and lay my head down until Jennifer comes and gets me. And then I'm like, holy fucking shit, I don't want to do that, you know, and everything. And I'm like, who the fuck can I text that might be willing to come and get me? at first, I'm literally thinking, yep, I'm gonna sit here until 6 o'clock in the morning, until she wakes up. And so, like, I'm like, you know what? Mike looked at my message a long time ago that I wrote him, or whatever, where I was just like, Mike, question mark, like, talk to me, buddy, or what the fuck ever. And I thought, he's always been 50-50 on talking to me, having conversations with me, even though he gets over sexualized, perverted, and I'm just like laughing and giggling, and I'm like, dude, stop, like, you're fucking hilarious. And I'm like, you ain't gonna do shit, Mike, shut up, you ain't gonna do shit, like, shut up, we done been there, done that, like, I don't know what your issue is, but, yeah, but, and like, no, and I want relationships, I don't want fuck buddies and shit like that. So anyways, I just wrote and I was like, Mike, because I'd seen that, like, on Messenger, like, 6 minutes prior or whatever, that he had been up, and he didn't write back. So I'm like, great. Now I'm sitting here until 6, and I have nothing to do and nobody to talk to. Fucking fantastic, man, And then, like, I don't know, call it my own anxiety or what the fuck ever, or call it God's will or what the fuck ever you want to call it. I really don't give a flying fuck. And I'm not saying that, like, oh, everything that I do is God's will and all that and everything. But God, I ultimately believe in God, and so ultimately everything is an extension of Him. Even Jennifer, even the shit that she does and she feels like she's doing wrong, and her anxiety and my depression and all this, and it just everything, like I firmly, but I believe that you can do things, and like my grandmother's always stated, you make choices in life and you live with them, But anyways, so this other guy that, Jason, that I tried to be buddies with like 2 fucking years ago, and then like 4 fucking years ago he come pick me up. We didn't do anything, but there was a lot of touching, and shit, and fondling, if you will. And so anyways, dang on, I'm like, well, I was writing him up until like, what, a week ago, or it might not even been a week ago the last time I wrote him. And so I seen that he'd recently been up. So I text him, I was like, hey, and he's like, what? And I was like, and even if that's like, what, holy shit, what have I done to piss you off? And, and I was like, are you angry? And he's like, no, and I was like, okay, and then I was like, so, how you been? Or I don't even know if I asked him that, but I know, like, there within the next little bit, I was like, you want to help a girl out? And he's like, what? And I was like, will you give me a ride home? And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, but you'll have to come spend the night. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there within that instance, and I'm like, okay, Heather, don't fucking, like, it can also be okay or no, like you have 2 choices, and the no is probably going to lead you down the path of not having a ride home, and you want to fucking ride home, now, And I done kind of know how he is, from what little bit I've hung out with him, and, and I'm just like, am I really going to take this path? Like, and everything's like that. It's not just like stuff like this, but this is like a bigger type situation than like, oh, am I going to eat the cheeseburger, or what the fuck ever. And so I'm just like, okay. And so we get to his place, and like, I get ready for fucking bed, because in all honesty, if I would have came home, I was so tired, I would have slept for at least 2 hours, then got up, sat up for a while, then went back to sleep. But anyway, so, I get ready for bed, or whatever, and he's like, you gonna sleep in that? Because I'm in my fucking work clothes, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, can I sleep in the bed, because I would have slept in the fucking floor. I would have slept in the fucking car if it would have gave me a blanket and a pillow, And even though it's fucking cold outside, I put the damn blanket over my nose and I'm out like a light, like keep my nose and my toes. My toes was warm because my shoes, like, I be good. And my fingertips I can put up under my big fat ass thighs, But anyways, like, I've slept out on the fucking porch when I was a kid. So, I mean, I got survival is not, for as far as sleeping and all that and everything. Oh, and that's the thing too. So I had $8 that I was like telling myself in the back of my head all this time. I was like, fuck, I can't eat what I want to at work. Fuck, I don't even have the money to eat what I want to at work. Fuck. And then I was like, okay, I have $8. Well, concluding I only work 2 days a week as of right now. $8 should be enough. Yeah, if I get the cheaper things on the menu, yeah, to have lunch, and I'm like, okay, that's good. That and that's good and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I can make it. So, before, when he's like coming to get me, he's like, hey, will you get me something sweet or whatever? Like, he knew where I was at, and so he's like, will you get me this? So I asked, and they're like, oh, we're out of it. And then he's like, okay, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm figuring, if I gotta spend my money, at least it's not 20, 25, whatever it would be for a fucking cab to come get me, because they don't come on the outside of the city limits, And so anyways, I'm like, yeah, I'll get you whatever, and what's $7 or $8? Because, I mean, I would have offered $7 or $8, whatever I had, financially, to anybody else that would have been giving me a ride home. So instead of it being like gas, I'm like, well, food, it's still benefiting him, and he's the one benefiting me by getting me home, So anyways, he's like, will you buy this? They were out of that. Will you buy that? They're out of that. And I'm like, oh my God, he's not going to come and get me because they're fucking out of shit and it ain't my fucking fault. Like, this is what's going on in the back of my head, because I'm just like, can this not get any worse, So anyways, then he's like, fine, just get me this, And so I got him some food. And, he's like, okay, I'll be there. I'm pulling in, and everything. So I hopped in the car and we get to his place or whatever. And, like, I took off the accessories, I guess you'd say, to my work, But, like, I still got on my work pants and my shirt. And he's like, you gonna sleep in that? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, And, I was like, unless you want to give me a shirt or something. And so he gave me a shirt, and I'm like, oh shit, I should have asked for like some shorts or something too. And then I'm like, fuck it, whatever, And we climb into bed, and he says I can sleep in the bed or whatever. And he tries, is the best way to word it. He tried, and everything, but I just kept on no, no, and all that and everything. But it's like, I mean, at first he's like, oh, I gotta cuddle you, and I'm like, and then he's like, I gotta cuddle like this, and I'm like, and he's like, it's the only way I can sleep, and I was like, so basically you just told me you have a different woman in your bed every single night. Because it ain't me. So who is it? Who do you have in your bed every single night, that you have to sleep like that, and everything. Like, I'm such a smart ass in the back of my head. So I'm just like, because I done knew, like, who, how, and all, and the surface of, and he's a guy, But anyways, he tried, and we didn't, and so... yeah, and then, like, he drove me home earlier because, like, he kept saying that he was trying to go to sleep, but I don't know, and I think he did doze off once or twice. I'm not sure, in all honesty, because it seemed like it, but, like, I've never really, like, I don't know him that well to know, and everything, but it seemed like he dozed off once or twice, and I was just laying there, like, can I even sleep now? I don't know if I can even sleep now, like, I'm tired, but I'm not. And, like, it felt really good, I'm not gonna lie, to have somebody cuddle me, and hold me and everything. And, like, he's like a fucking monkey. Like, I swear to God, like, I've never had anybody cuddle me the way he cuddles me, And I don't mean, like, in the sexual sense of it, like, because that's just, like, a typical guy, thing. But it's like, I'm talking, his legs are all, like, interlocked with mine, and his arms are all, like, and I'm just like, I've never, and it's like, my grandfather is, like, the person that I cuddled with the most in my life, probably. And, like, he was kind of slightly, like, very, very, just very close when he cuddled. But Jason, Jesus Christ, it's like, and it's not a bad thing, but it's just something I've never experienced, so it's like, it's awkward, it's weird to a degree. I could get used to it, and I did slightly and everything, and, like, it feels good to be cuddled, It really does. Like, I thought about writing him, like, in a perfect world, I could write him and be like, on occasion, just be like, hey, will you come cuddle me? Like, in a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world, and so I don't know what the hell, if any of this means anything, and if this means that, and I don't know, and since he got denied, I don't know if he's mad at me, I don't know if he'll be angry with me, I don't know if it's like, okay, I will never fucking help you again, or if I do, it'll be another 2 years down the fucking line, like, I don't know what the fuck, like, and so yesterday and this morning was very fucking eventful in an insane, just weird ass way. Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot, because I was, like, getting wrapped up in that segment of shit and everything, and, like, my mind's still, like, I'm slightly upset, I'm slightly not, I'm slightly happy. I'm trying to take the good from it. I cried twice, whether he knows or not, but I teared up. I didn't cry, but I teared up. And I remember I said to him at one point in time, I was like, what was it? I was like, fuck, what was I going to say? Well, there's another thing that I said, because he did get me... he got to look at me is the best way to word it. And I was like, you're only the third person to ever even, see me, and everything. I did say that to him. I was like, I'm 30. Like, I was just laying there and I was like, holy shit, Heather, you are 30 years old. And most people have done, like, exposed themselves on such a level in comparison to what the hell you have. And I'm like, my life is just shit, in the back of my head. And then I'm like, but I like that about myself, and I like that about me. And I don't know, like, I really don't know how to describe it and everything. And it's like, Jason, he's his own, and everything. And and Jennifer, some shit she said to me, was it last night? Yeah, because I got off work, that's right. So not last night, but the night before. I got off work, went over to Jen's, because she texted me. She's like, hey, I'm fixing to do some gay shit, and I need you to save me. So I went over, and I'm just, like, sitting there, and she's drunk, and everything. And she's, woo, wow. But anyways. And, I'm just sitting there chill and everything. And she, we went out on the back porch so she could smoke a cigarette. She's sitting there smoking, and I'm just sitting there, and she's talking to me, and she's talking to me about kind of intimate stuff, and anyways, something that she said to me, and I was just like, okay, and she's claiming this is something that she's went through, and I'm like, okay, and I think she was expecting me to be like, yeah, I've went through that too. I haven't. you know? And I get that, and it's like it all kind of ding, ding, ding lined up, whenever I was over at Jason's. And I was like, that's why she said that. People in this town talk so fucking much. It's ridiculous, And it made me feel bad, in all honesty, and everything. Like, and I was like, but it made me mad, too, in all honesty. It made me real mad, and everything. And it makes me kind of be like, yep, Jen's just trying to, like, I don't know what her, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate all the help that she gives. I've talked about how, I feel about her and everything. And I get that she wants to date me, but I don't know why she wants to date me, because you shouldn't want to date somebody, that is not even halfway, like wanting to date you. And even though me and EJ had a falling out, the girl that I fell in love with last year and all that and everything, and she's like, I don't date anybody, so, and I don't want to be with anybody, and I don't like anybody. And then I'm like, okay, well, why did you come and pick me up that night when all you had to do was come and hang out for like 5 fucking minutes to make me feel better, as a friend? But no, instead you like, hey, you want to spend the night, and I'm like, yeah, I do, because I'm done crushing on you, so why the fuck not, But anyways, so, like, and you can't understand, like, somebody can literally, I mean, that's like, talking about anything, even your fucking hair or whatever. Nobody's gonna fully understand something unless they are living it and walking it themselves. And for some reason, there's the envy bug, and the grass is greener, and all this and everything. And the grass is not greener, on the other side. And actually, what is it? Is it Jay Shetty is his name? He does a lot of, fuck, he does everything. But anyways, like, he does a lot of positive, coaching and speaking and empowerment and all this and everything. Like, he's, very inspirational spokesperson and everything. And he even has this one video that he released not too long ago talking about envy, and it was about a farmer, and this one farmer standing over there, and he's looking all the time at so-and-so's house, and he's constantly like, I wish that was my house or my farm or whatever. And so one day he like goes over there, and he realizes that from standing there, when he looks over at his own, it looks exactly the same. It looks just as good. And so it's like we're all in that's my whole fucking life. That's been my whole fucking life. Is because when I was little and my sister and me and the complexes of my family dynamics and my parents and my mom being the narcissist and all this, and my sister being the golden child and me being the scapegoated child, and then them constantly like trying to downgrade me, and be like, it's because you're jealous. You're jealous of your sister. You're so jealous, constantly. And like I stated in a video before, it's like, I was like, am I? And then I was like, hell yeah, I am, because she used to do this, that, this, and I don't, like, yeah, I'm jealous. But then I was like, I don't like being jealous. And I was like, you know what? Fuck being jealous. I'm not gonna be jealous. And so, I guess that's one reason people, like, hate me now or something. Holy shit, my hair is fucking insane. But, oh, it's so shiny right there. Sorry, okay. But, anyways, I mean, yeah, I look at people and I say, I wish I had that. I want that. I wish I had that. I want that. But do I get angry and bitter about it? And it's like, sometimes I do, because hell, I'm human, But I really don't, for the most part. Because I was taught this lesson, if you will, when I was a child. And so, sorry, I guess, that I done learned, that lesson and everything. My nose is trying to run. because me walking in the cold, fucking wind. Oh my God. And then when I got to where I was at, like before he come and pick me up, I was sneezing like crazy. I was like, I am allergic to something up in this bitch. You know, like damn. But so people apparently look at me, and that's the reason, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm going to be envious. Oh, I'm going to be jealous. Oh, I'm going to be mad. Oh, you look like you got your life together. Oh, you're happy. You know, you don't deserve to be happy because I'm not happy. I've never fucking said that to anybody. Hell, Jen was laughing her ass off. Now, whether it's because she was drunk or not, I don't know, but she looked like she was having a hell of a time the other night when I was over there, you know? And I'm just sitting there, and I was laughing too. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, some shit she was saying, pretty fucking funny, you know? But, like, I wasn't having the best time ever, but I wasn't having the worst time either, you know, and stuff. And, I don't know. But people just, I don't know. People amaze me. They really do. And then that's the thing, too. So, the ex-neighbor that used to, oh, I thought this was funny, I have to say. So when Jason drove me home, and, oh, and that's the thing, too. He's sitting there, and he's like, I need gas. I need cigarettes. You know, and I'm thinking, I can't help you. If I could, I would, but I can't. Like, no, you know. And he's like, and I forgot my wallet, you know, and I'm like, you know, like, sorry, I can't help you. Like, I done bought you some food with money that I didn't even really have to give, but I you know, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, you know, so you came to pick me up and give me a ride home, which is what I need. So I gave you, you know, the food. I bought you some food, you know, like, and I mean, half the time I ain't even got no money on me, so you lucky to have got some food, because if I would have told you no, you might not have showed up, and then I would have got to sit there till 6 o'clock in the fucking morning. But anyways, so he pulls in to drop me off or whatever where I live, and he's like, you got geekers living here? Like, what? You know, and he's like, you got geekers living here, you know, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. And what it is my new neighbor that lives beside me, he said he seen her look out the window as we were pulling in, you know. And he's like, that's what geekers do. But he don't know that, like, this is an older woman. And, I mean, there are drug addicts in the area, so I was just like, yeah. And then I was like, why you say that, you know, and everything. And it's like, I live in, you know, I have a porch, you know, in my apartment or whatever. And I was like, you know, I thought, oh, God, he looked at my porch and he thinks that that's, you know, like, that's what went through my head. But anyways, I thought it was funny as fuck. So I come in and I took a bath and went to bed. And I got up, and as I'm going out, my ex-neighbor that hated my guts, and still does for as far as I know, even though I've not given her any reason to. She's the one that started shit with me. And I really, really haven't. And that's the thing, too, is like people look at me whenever I'm talking about them because they put theirself into my life. Like, oh, Heather's so mean because she talks, you know, and she's so much drama. You don't know me. My family does. If you want me to talk about you, you want me to talk shit about you? You think I'm talking shit about you now? You know, like, I'm mean. I grew up in a mean ass family. You know, like, I'm mean on the inside. And I've learned to what was it I was thinking earlier? Shit. I was like, I'm a tamed little demon or something, or beast, you know, I'm a tamed little beast. Like, I was thinking in my head whenever, like, I got up this morning, and maybe it's because that kind of spun off, you know, from seeing my neighbor. But anyway, so this neighbor that used to live here, that hated me, that the landlord kicked out because this neighbor called the landlord a bitch, you know, in a text message or to her face or something, you know, and everything. And the landlord's like, oh, hell no, you know, and kicked her out, you know. And I mean, I get that to a degree, even though I'm on the outs with the landlord now. And even though I'm sitting here, you know, and in one of my videos, I was like, you know, and I don't even think it uploaded, I was like, you're being an asshole, you know? But then if you watch my videos too, you can see where I'm like, I'm being an asshole. I know I am. Everybody does it. You're human, you know, but at the same time, I'm a different breed than you know, or I have different morals or values, or the way that I do things, or the way that I hold myself and carry myself, and this and that, and you're not going to get it, especially when you're coming at me with those questioning eyes, you know, you're definitely not going to figure out what the magic of, you know, me is, you know, to figure out how the fuck I am and how the fuck I do and shit like, no. And then, whenever you do find out, you're just going to be like, huh? You know, because you're not going to get it, you know, because it's not for you, you know, and everything. But it's like, I'm me, you know, and the way that is simplistic, you know, for the most part, even though it really don't seem like it. It seems overcomplicated and overcomplex, and like, you're overthinking, calm the fuck down. And just like the dude that drove me home, and he's just like, hey, you know, what's your deal? And I'm like, no, we ain't getting into that. You know, like, you know, it's like, what's wrong? What's going on? You know, and everything. So I just told him, like, the outskirts, you know, and he's like, you know, well, you need to get a new attorney. You want me to help you, you know, and you want me to talk to somebody for you, you know. And I'm like, yes, please, 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 pretty please. You know, it's like, yes, help me, please, you know, if you really will. But anyways, so I get home and, you know, I go to sleep and I wake up, and this ex-neighbor who hated my guts, who still comes to the store that's next door to me, I wake up, I open my door, and I'm going out to walk my dogs, and she's pulling out of the store, you know, and I'm just like, oh, great, coincidence from hell, you know, like, here we go again, let's saddle up, you know, like, holy shit. And then, as I'm walking my dogs, there's this guy that is an older gentleman, you know, or whatever, and we refer to him as Mr. Bill, where I used to work and everything. As a matter of fact, I know that he has known my grandmother and me when I was little, even though I barely remember him. And, anyways, so I'm out there walking my dogs, and Mr. Bill pulls out, you know, the store, and he pulls into the store, and he honks at me as he's, you know, there's plenty of other times that, like, he's drove by, and I've been out, and he hasn't, you know, which, I mean, he's old and all that, but I'm just like, today, you know. And then this other car goes by, which I think is, Melissa's, I don't know, Melissa's son's friend's boyfriend. I don't know. I don't know. But he looks familiar for as far as dealing with Melissa, but I'm not certain. And I think he is, because I think I remember them coming in drive-through. I don't even know his name. I think I do, but I'm not certain. And I think I was told some shit about him from a girl that I used to work with that's like a nurse, you know, and everything. Or she's trying to become a nurse, or what the hell ever. And he's driving by, and he just, like, you know, nods his head at, like, you know, looks at me, nods his head at me, you know, as I'm walking. I'm like, oh boy, the town is done got an earful, you know. And then Jen texts me. Oh, that's the thing too. That was so fucking sitting there, you know, for like, I text her, like, I guess about 12:40 or 1, You know, I was like, hey, are you up? You know, can you come get me? You know, and stuff like that and everything. And, so nothing. And so I wrote him, and he's like, okay, but you gotta spend the night. Oh, and that's the thing, too. We're done on the interstate, headed towards his damn place, and he's like, do you need to go home? You little, you know, like, and so I was like, well, I didn't want to inconvenience you. You know, like, I mean, the smart ass in me kind of wants to be like, what did I write you? Do you know what I wrote you? Because I wrote you and said, you want to help a girl out? And you said, how? And I said, can you take me home? I didn't say, can you take me to your house? Can I spend the night with you? You know? I didn't say that. I said, can you take me home? And you said, okay, but you'll have to spend the night. And I'm like, sitting there and I'm like, okay, I've got to spend the night. Do I want to do this? I guess. Okay, I'll spend the night. You know? And then we're halfway to your place or whatever, which is the complete opposite direction of where the fuck I live, you know. And I mean, and you have the nerve to say to me, "Do you need to go home?" I mean, define need. I have dogs that need walking. They've been in a cage for about 8 hours. But they've went about 24 hours before whenever I went to Stone Mountain. They're very good dogs, you know? So define need. But other than that, no, I don't have any other need to be home other than to take care of my pets, which is my responsibility. And if it's just a few hours, you know, at your house, whatever, it'll be fine. They'll be fine. So no, I don't need to go home. Do I want to go home? Yeah. You know? Do I want to come over to your place? Slightly. And I say slightly because I'm not going to sit here and bullshit and be like, no, oh my God, I don't want to go in your house, you know, and all that, and that petty little, you know, shit and everything that women like to somehow get the fuck on and everything. Like, oh my God, like, I guess I had to, you know, and oh my God, it's so horrible on me, and, you know, and shit like that. It's like, no, you know, it's like, I done know you slightly. You seem relatively respectful, you know, like, but you pushing it, you're pushing it, but still, you're respectful enough. And I've been around a lot of disrespectful people before in my life, and so, you know, it's like, you can't, like, there's no fear, I guess, whenever somebody does show any type of respect. I mean, there's the questioning, you know, like, you know, where's the respect line drawn at, you know, and everything. But fear, once you've shown some type of respect, you know, it's like, I don't fear, you know. And then even at that, if you come across as some disrespectful little shit, it's, anyways, oh my God, I don't want to get into that. I'm so mean sometimes. I'm so mean. But anyways. And Jason, he asked me, you know, he's like, what's the deal with your job and how much do you get paid and all this and everything? Because I think he could tell that, like, I really would have put a little bit of gas in his car and bought him, like, a pack of cigarettes if I would have had the money, you know? Because, I mean, you know, you do what you have to for who you're with. And that's like Melissa that used to give me the rides dealing with my kid and stuff. I offered, you know, she never took or anything. Jen, I've offered, she's never took or anything. But then, what was it, the other day when we was out, she's like, getting a corn dog, and she's like, oh shit, I don't have the money. We pay for it. So I did, and then hell, we got back, and she's like, hey, you want anything, when she went in the store, and I'm like, yeah, some fries. So she bought me some fries. So we kind of equaled out a little bit, but not. But still, it's like that balance, and everything. And, but anyways, I talked to him a little bit about my job situation and about, stuff like that or whatever. But anyways, fuck, what was I getting at before? Oh, my wrist. Oh my god, that's one thing too, because I'm sitting here with my bad leg and everything, and like the way he was like all cuddled up on me, and 2 point in time, like I had to move my leg because like my ankle was starting to like throb, and I was like, and I was like, I don't want to tell him and be like, if you're sorry for me, because like it's none of his business, like I don't let people know everything about me when I'm around them is the best way to word it, because in all aspects they don't give a shit, they don't care. They care about themselves and what they want, and they might be nice enough to care about something that you want, but once they care about that thing, that's it. That's all they care about. Unless they choose to eventually care about more. Fuck my wrist. Oh, let's see. I woke up. She was out there. Mr. Bill drove by, honked at me. Dude drove by and just like kind of looked at me, and I'm like, ah, shit, And I'm like, what the hell's the talk? I can only imagine. She fucked Jason. She fucked Jason. Oh, poor Heather fucked Jason just so she could get a ride home. Like, I hate people. Like, if I were to fuck Jason, I wouldn't fuck Jason just because I need a ride home. I would fuck Jason because I needed a ride home, or not because I needed a ride home, or whatever the circumstances may actually be for as far as the basic shit. But I would fuck him because I wanted to fuck him. That's just like Adam. When I was with Adam, I fucked Adam because I wanted to fuck Adam. When I was with my husband, I fucked my husband because I wanted to fuck my husband. I'm not going to fuck somebody that I don't want to fuck. But, and it's not like I don't, it's not like, but he just, and what was it? That's what I said to him. Like, he was all feeling on me or whatever and stuff, and I was like, I can't, and I was like, and he's like, what? And I was like, I wish to God I was a fucking dude, that way I wouldn't care. I was like, but I care, and I was like, I want a relationship, and he's like, I'm not ready for that, which is the typical guy response, and I wanted to kind of scream at him and be like, did I ask you to say anything? Like, I done know, like, I kind of wanted to. I wanted to be like, did I ask you to say anything? Can you just listen? Can you just listen? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to defend yourself. I done have a basic idea of who you are. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, but I'm saying that you present yourself in the way that you present yourself, and so I take from it what I can take from it, And so you've presented yourself in the way that you want to present yourself to me, But, he's like, I'm not ready for that. And I thought, who the fuck said I was? In the back of my head, too, I was like, what? And I thought, okay, calm down, and I thought, I do want a relationship, but I want a relationship with EJ. And then if I don't want a relationship with EJ, then I want a relationship with somebody that cares about me more than EJ did. And even though Jason was nice enough to come and pick me up, and Jason, that shows some type of, slight concern or slight caring or whatever, it's a hell of a lot slight less than it was with EJ. EJ cared more about me than Jason does. Jen cares more about me than Jason does, And, So even if Jason was like, "Hey, I'll be your boyfriend," we'll be in a relationship, I would have been like, "Okay," and I would have doubted the shit out of it because I would have been like, "Is he just dating me so that way he can fuck me?" Like you don't even know me. I don't even know you. Like I have to know people. Like, and even though people lie and manipulate and all that and everything, I don't know. Relationships are complicated because people make them complicated. You can make them easy if you want to, but then you have to find somebody that's willing to make it easy as well. Oh my God, every time I do that, I remind myself of that fucking thing off of Horton Hears a Who. It goes floating up in the fucking air. But, anyways, I don't know. It was just a weird day. It wasn't bad. It was an experience again, and at least it's an experience. And I actually like kind of my life being like that. Like, that's the way it was when my kid was 2. It was like I was constantly I don't want to be like, because what I did technically wasn't godly, I guess you'd say, or what the fuck ever, but it wasn't ungodly to a degree, and in comparison to the rest of the world, it really fucking wasn't in any way, shape, or form. It was like, but, anyways, dang on, like, whenever my kid was 2, like, I was just constant, like, I constantly had something to do. And even though I was a stay-at-home mom, it was like I constantly had something to clean and constant, and I could stay in my own, and I wasn't overthinking about the outside world, if you will. And now, since I've grown up and my mind's kind of out there and everything, and I'm trying to reel the shit back in every time I get close to reeling it back in, and that's just like in yesterday's video, I was talking about, routine, and your own little routine, your own little bubble, and the world interferes, And so I was in my own little routine, in my own little world with my 2-year-old baby, and the world couldn't interfere because I was blinded by my love and obsession for my kid, I guess is the best way to word it. And so it's just like, I'm nothing except for a mother. And then, that's what I've stated in a video, prior and everything, is I'm a mother before I'm anything else. And even though my kid ain't home and shit, she's still my baby girl. She still knows who the fuck to call if she gets her ass in trouble, if she needs some help, if she's sick, if she needs anything, even if she needs a fucking Band-Aid, okay? She knows who the hell to call. She know who the hell gonna be there. If she's thirsty, she know who the hell, like, if she's hungry, I'm gonna take care of her, and everything. And so, that relationship is never going to be undone unless it's undone by God himself. And I don't see no reason as to why God would want to undo a relationship like that, But, so anyways, I don't know. But it's like the past 2 days have been just kind of right on it, I guess you'd say, for as far as like, do this, do that, have to do this, have to do that. Okay, that, this, that, because it's been like, okay, have to get ready to go to work. Okay, go to work and then get home. And then Jen's like, hey, come over and save me from doing some gay shit. So then I go over and do that. And then I'm over there. And then, I get home. And then I go to sleep. And then I get up. And then I go to work. And then I get there to Jen's. And she's like, hey, take the car. And I'm like, okay. And then, so it's just this busy, this busyness of everything, and it's like stimulating, I guess, my mind to a degree. And I'm really fucking, like, grateful for that because it's a distraction from the negative side of things, and all that. And even though at one point in time I was like laying there and Jason's all, and he even had like my fucking arm was like this at one point in time because his arms was up under, and I was like, And then I was like, I'm going to end up choking myself if I go to sleep like this. Like, I was really warm and cozy and everything, and I was about to go to sleep, And bless his heart, though, he didn't get any sleep, and he's like, I'm so tired, and he's like, oh, I was going to try, to sleep, kinda, or whatever. And he's like, but it's so late. He's like, I can't, and everything. And I felt so kind of bad for it. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you could have just took me home. And I even said that in the car, too. I was like, you could have just took me home. I was like, so don't even. You ain't putting the blame on me for you not getting no sleep, Because that's another thing, too, is I would have climbed right in the bed. And even if I couldn't have slept, I would have laid there and let him sleep. But he's the one that got all touchy-feely and all that shit and everything. So that's on him. It ain't on me. It ain't on you, girl, up in here. It's on him. But anyways. I mean, it got my mind off of things. But I was laying there at one point in time like that. And I was like, just like, God, why, and Steven, and that's one point in time when I like teared up or whatever, thinking about Steven. Because me and him, I mean, we didn't even date. I don't even know I think we held hands like once or twice, like in high school, whenever I knew him and, before he committed suicide and everything. And like, but we didn't have sex. We didn't kiss. We didn't make out. We just hung out. We sat. We talked. He was so fucking nice, and he was so fucking funny, and he was so fucking cute. And then my youngest niece was born, and she's got the same damn red hair, and she's so cute too, And I was praying for like a, red-headed baby at one point in time when I was with my husband. And so it was a smack in the face when my youngest niece was born, but then not, And so every time I see her, I kind of think a little bit. It reminds me like good thoughts, like dealing with Steven, kind of, and my granny and stuff like that, because my granny was redheaded too. But Steven's the more prominent, like, redhead that stuck out in my life. And even though I have a cousin named Steven that his hair's, but it's not that bright, and my aunt, and there's redheads in my family. But her, I don't know. And that fair complexion, She's got big brown eyes. I think they're brown. Holy shit. Yeah, my baby. Are they? Fuck, I don't even know it. Like, oh my God. Yeah, because her daddy's. Or are they? Fuck. What color's his eyes? Fuck. I don't know. Fuck. I've not seen him. When did, like 3 years, maybe? But I seen his daughter, his half-daughter, with, like, his parents out at Walmart a few weeks ago. Well, it's been a few months ago. And that baby is so sweet. Like, and her mom is, like, very depressed, for as far as I understand. Yeah, because, yeah, her grandparents on her mom's side used to take her to cheerleading. So her mom's mom or whatever. And she talked about how her daughter was, depressed and all that and everything and stuff. And so I think that's really formed the sensitive side of that child, and she's so sweet. And I feel bad that, like, I never got really, really close to her, but then again, not, because, like, we're not, and they're not married, and so. Family. Everything is so difficult. But anyways, so I'm in a little bit better state of mind just because, like, I got cuddled. I know that sounds really fucked up to a degree, but then again, it's not. And then I hope I can stay on the positive side of it, and not look at it like as a negative thing. And I think that I can, like, as long as, like, nobody gives me any grief over it. But if somebody gives me some grief over it, then it's going to spiral me down into, more shit. But hopefully God will, keep allowing semi-decent things to happen like it's been happening, kind of. And so that way, it's like, oh, life isn't that fucking horrible. But, and I don't know what this means, like, between me and Jason. I mean, I know it doesn't mean he's my boyfriend. I know it doesn't mean he's my best friend. But I don't know how reliable it means that, like, he'll be, if I need him for something else, you know, or whatever. And I don't know how to, like, even go about, like, I mean, there's part of me that's like, just be straightforward and have a discussion with him and write him and be like, so, if I ever need another ride home, can I depend upon you? But then there's another part that's like, you can't be that way with people because people get scared when you're that way with them. And I'm like, people suck, you know? And it's like, what is it? You know, oh, you know, people can't handle a strong woman, you know, or independent woman, or strong-willed, or this and that. And it's the fucking truth, man. God, is it? Because I don't even think of myself as that. But people think of me as that. And I've been told by a lot of people that I'm intimidating. And I even told Jennifer that the other night. Because she's like, oh, God, why did I invite a dude over to my house? And she's like, I don't, you know, and I'm like, you want me to tell him to leave? And she's like, but he doesn't know where I live and everything. And I'm like, I can tell him that I live here. It's okay. I have no problem going and answering the door and be like, buddy, can I help you? Sorry, you got the wrong house. Nope, nobody lives here by that name. This is my house, you know. And then, you know, have him be all confused and give him 5 to 10 minutes. But after he's reaching about 15, he better be off the fucking property, you know. But, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm me. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here because I'm like fixing, yep, I just entered 66 minutes, so I got a few seconds. But, hope everybody's doing good. You got any comments, you know, or what the fuck ever, anything to say, you know. If you are an honest gossiper that watches, you know, you can even put shit like, I don't care. I really don't, you know, or whatever. But I would prefer somebody's honesty versus lies. But I'm going to let you go. I'll end it here, and I'll catch you later in tomorrow's video. And I hope you're doing good, and keep putting your best foot forward, and your presence is needed. And, like, even Jason helping me out last night, even though, you know, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, but, you know, the help was the help, and it was appreciated, and so, yeah. But I'll catch you later. Bye.